We're live. My goodness, it's Wednesday and we're talking about Friday. We're talking about Pony Friday today. It's a great day. All of you creatives, come on in here today. Join us here. We got a great guest here. If you want to join us, Join Ray Live. It's going to be rolling right along here. Just click joinraylive.com, joinraylive.com, and come on in and ask our fabulous guest. I'm so excited to have her on here. She is the CEO and founder of Pony Friday and Kiss My Pony. Please welcome Elise Russell, ladies and gentlemen. And you would never know what time of year it is by looking at Elise. So come on in, Elise.
Hello. Thanks for having me, Ray. It's fun to be here.
It is fantastic. And we're talking about Pony Friday on a Wednesday. I thought about it on a Monday, so I don't really know what day it is. In Baltimore, it's 8:42, to quote George Carlin.
Right.
Time for the 11 o'clock news.
And we're tuning in here from the North Pole, Pony Friday on a Wednesday.
That's right. It is very busy for you this time of year because Santa Claus is coming to town, and you have to get dressed up and get things ready to go and ready to rock and roll.
Well, and it's a very creative time of year where we're all thinking about what's coming and crafting for the holidays and what kind of things that we want to pursue in 2024. So there's a bit of creative magic in the air.
And talking about creative magic, that is, because segues are for children. So let's just get right into this thing very much, Elise. And tell us about the concept of Pony Friday. A fabulous career in marketing and advertising, and you also like to work with creative entrepreneurs.
Yeah, so Pony Fridays going on 13, and I'm super excited about where that's going and the transition. But 4 years ago, I started a community for creative entrepreneurs called Kiss My Pony, and it was born out of a need for a personal growth gym. So there weren't places that you could go that were accessible and affordable to work on personal growth with other people. So it's a guru-free community. I run workshops on Mondays for personal growth, and there's a creative entrepreneur tier where you can work on your business. And it's really something that I wanted. I felt like as we're becoming more and more remote, as creatives, it's harder to get that collaboration and people to rub shoulders with that really get what you're going through as a creative entrepreneur.
How would a creative entrepreneur know, like what would happen to a creative entrepreneur so they would know, you know what, I need to go check out Kiss My Pony or Pony Friday, either one?
Well, so as a creative entrepreneur, you're self-defined. So if you're pushing the boundaries of what's expected in your industry, one of our members is a financial advisor, and he's doing things differently than other financial advisors. So he's benefiting from thinking differently and having people to brainstorm with that are outside of his industry and the norm of how you might think about approaching your industry. And that's kind of a self-defined thing. And it's free to join, so you can check it out. And then there's paid tiers, which are very affordable. I'm so tired of expensive mastermind groups. I've spent a lot of money learning, and I really just want a place where everyone can feel like they're getting great value.
And my favorite thing is when someone who talks about creativity and innovation tells people to think outside the box. Because if you say that, you're inside the box, as far as I'm concerned. You need a different term, I'm kind of that way with thought leadership now, because if you're a thought leader, you come up with a different term for thought leader.
Yes.
Right? Mission control on these things. So that's fantastic. If anybody wants to come in here and talk about creativity with the talented Elise Russell from ponyfriday.com, right in here it says go to joinraylive.com. It's scrolling along the bottom right there, so it's joinraylive.com. I could replace that, so you could go straight to that and just say go to Kiss My Pony or ponyfriday.com. Happy to have both of them. And the word of the year, the word of the year, right?
Oh, what is it?
Riz.
What's Riz?
Riz is the word of the year. It beat out Swifty and Situationship.
Okay, tell me what Riz is, Ray.
Riz is short, really, for charisma, It's
Okay.
it's the way creatives say charisma now. And that's the thing why Riz is the top word over Swifty and over situationship is that people who have Riz change the world. People who have
Ah,
Riz are in control. Taylor Swift has Riz,
and
right?
did she riz above it all?
She,
She
she,
rizzed above it.
she might be the Rizziest of all. And if they had awards for Riz, which I assume you would call the Rizzies, she would probably win that award. Swifties are followers of Taylor Swift, so they're not leaders. In a whole, they're a very powerful group. And a situationship is just an uncomfortable relationship named after some dude in New Jersey that has good abs.
Nice.
Yeah, the situation. So there's my take on that. I just wanted to talk about Riz just for a second there. That is fantastic. So now we've learned what Riz is.
And who decided it was the word of the year?
Merriam-Webster, the dictionary people, or Oxford, I forget which.
One of those dictionary types.
Yeah, one of them had Riz as the word of the year. The other one had hallucination or hallucinate.
Oh, hallucinate.
Yeah, and
I feel the world is so bad right now. You want to hallucinate a new one?
Yeah, exactly. And where I would go to do that is either kissmypony.com or ponyfriday.com. See the plug subtly in there?
That's not subtle. It's not subtle, right?
So subtle. But again, if you want to come in here and talk to the two of us, joinraylive.com. We're talking all things creative, all things Pony Friday, all things, anything you, since this is for creative talk, anything you want to talk about. If the situation is out there and wants to come on and talk about losing to Riz with his situation, that's okay with us too, because it's all creative. We're here to have a good time, enjoy ourselves, and yeah.
So one of the things I do to keep my life creative and keep things fresh is to decorate my office door. So I've wrapped it for the holidays, but I often change it up. And I hadn't changed it in a while, and my community was bugging me because I'd show up on Zoom and it would just be the same door. So I've wrapped it, I've got my tree up. And Ray, I want to know what you do with your space to stay creative.
Well, I give Elvis a microphone every year, and I let him sing Blue Christmas to me. In my space, I let the cats go wherever they want, because that's what cats do. You can't really control them. You can only hope to contain them.
Right.
And in my world here, I've got a fake bear's head that has reindeer ears on it, antlers. So there's a little festive Christmas. But the way I look at it, and that's kind of why, when you're on, Elise, it's like your presence is our present in your presentation.
Well, I just wanted to show you that I could reindeer it up for you too.
Yes, absolutely. Now, when you have a head like mine, you need to put that hat on underneath that, because those little firm little stickies kind of.
Oh, sure.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I have a lot of hair, and this is a thick tube, so I'm good.
Yep. It would scratch my head. There'd be some sort of bloodletting, but that's kind of a cool thing to celebrate. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Oh yeah, I mean, blood says Christmas for sure.
Yeah, because if it bleeds, it leads, and Santa Claus is coming to town is the headline this time of year. So, and he does wear a blood red suit.
He does. It's deep crimson. Somehow
we went from Santa Claus to some morbid thing about blood, but that's okay.
Antlers. We went to your bear with your antlers, and I wanted creativity, Ray. How do you keep your space creative?
I can't turn it off.
Okay.
So that's kind of because my mind is always thinking about different things about words, and I see all the different meanings of words at the same time, and I run with them and take them down the different routes that they go. And that's where I think, since a lot of humor comes from surprise, and where most of it comes from is you take this one word, you paint a picture for your audience, and then they take them down this path. So they're going down this path, and all of a sudden you just destroy the picture that they were thinking of, and you paint it another way.
I love that, because a lot of creativity is surprise, and surprise, the word, I think this could be the word of the day.
It could be.
Wins can be the word of the year, but surprise could be the word of the day.
It could be the Sir Prize, to Sir with Love Prize.
Totally.
You know, the prized Sir, or Big Sur. We have Big Sur out in California, a big mountain range that slides into the Highway 101 every year, you know, and cuts off small communities like Half Moon Bay and little towns like that. So that's what we have to look forward here. There's no seasons out here.
Oh, we have seasons. So I'm up in Calgary and it is winter, but it's fairly warm because we have a Chinook wind right now, but we get all seasons.
We have Chinook helicopters at all the military bases here. No, and the winds come off of those things. So are they the same thing?
Not even close, Ray, but I like the comparison.
Yeah, again, the words just flow. The words just flow. The other thing too is I think in song lyrics half the time.
Okay.
So in general, whenever somebody makes a statement, I can usually answer it with a lyric of a song somehow.
Yeah.
And I have to stop from doing that because it is kind of annoying, but it's kind of fun, but not on an everyday basis, every minute basis.
Okay, so that just makes me think about creativity and brainstorming and how a lot of people are annoyed with the discomfort. They want to know, they want to get granular. So when I talk to potential clients, a lot of times they get stuck in the weeds of how is it going to come? And creativity is a bit like magic. You have to believe and you have to go into the process and you have to have a high tolerance for discomfort. And if you don't, you're going to be annoyed.
And you better watch out.
Watch out.
Better not pout.
Because if you're annoyed, you're going to be on the naughty list.
That's right. That's right. And the well, why is that? Well, why is that? That's what people keep, why is that? Well, just go with it and we'll get to the why later.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So the why, and that's one of the things that I think people have a hard time. Some people, they don't know their why as to why they want to do something.
Why do you want to do it, right?
Well, it took me a long time to kind of figure that out, and what I came up with is to help people kind of find their why is there's really 4 questions that I think is what are you known for?
Yeah.
What are you paid for? What do you live for?
Mm-hmm.
And are those 3 things fun? And if they all line up, that's your why.
What do you live for, Ray?
I live for getting on this conversation with Elise Russell. That's what I'm living for right in the moment. Because in the moment is where life is created. Too many people try and repair the past. They should be preparing for the future, but the only way to do that is live in the moment.
Or what creatives call stay in the flow.
Stay in flow.
Stay in flow.
Yeah, that sounds like a good beginning program to start hip hop rap program. Stay in the flow. Stay in the flow. Stay in the flow.
Yeah.
Be rhyming.
Yeah. And really, it is kind of looking for alignment within yourself and within your industry and what you can deliver, because that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, and people get overwhelmed with so many different things, and they don't understand. And here's part of entrepreneurship is you have to understand that your native genius is so unique that you can charge unique pricing for it, but it's something you do so simply every single day that you don't think it's special half the time. And it's such a where was I going with this? I just squirreled for a moment and I went off on a beaten path, but it's your ability to create this flow of whatever you do and do it so quickly and so instantly that you believe it's worth unique pricing. That is something that people cannot see, that their special thing is worth money because it's so easy for them.
Part of it, I find, is when you talk to the wrong people who aren't aligned with what you offer, and they're almost begging you to convince them of the value that you offer. It's not a good fit, because a lot of times as creative entrepreneurs, we're baited to justify the worth of what we're doing. It's people don't go to a car dealership and say, "Oh, could you just build me part of that car and then I'll decide if I like it."
What's it going to take to put you in your thought process today? Speaking about thought, we have a guest.
Ooh, perfect.
Yeah, we're excited to come on here. Please welcome the CEO and founder of Tiny But Mighty Coaching, Miss Rena Mora.
Rena.
Should we try this? Oh no, that's not
good. Whoa, wait.
I could slide over. Rena, you caught me in trying to maximize my holiday tastic.
I love it. No, why are you taking those off?
Well, as to Ray's point, they are a little pinchy, but I'll keep them.
They do get pinchy. I have several.
Did you say the word holiday tastic?
I did.
That is a fantastic word. That is creative.
That could be the word of the season.
Holiday.
I like it. Holiday tastic. I like the tree in the background too.
Oh, thank you. I've decorated it with Dalmatians. There's a theme in my life.
That's awesome.
And there's quick as day. There it is.
Nice.
Fantastic.
Nice.
Oh,
someone's calling into the show.
Yes, calling with questions.
Oh, I wish I could look that up. Hi, you're on the line with Elise, Rena, and Ray.
Oh, that has a good ring to it.
That does have a good ring to it.
Yeah, and if you look at it, it spells ERR or a big
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
This guy.
So, Rena, to catch you up to speed, we are having a conversation of creativity here, and Elise, of course, the founder of Pony Friday and KissMyPony.com. Any thoughts on creativity and any questions for the talented Elise?
Wow. Way to put me on the spot. I just got here.
Welcome. Pressure.
Gotta move.
I'll make you a sign. It'll be perfect.
And just so you know, Chad Betts, who was here on last week, he can't join live, but he's enjoying the conversation.
Pressure.
Under pressure. Ding, ding, ding.
You know, I'm not a big fan of pressure.
How do you deal with pressure, though, Rena?
I do deal with pressure, and I think I deal with it pretty well. I like to, break it up into tiny pieces and dissect it.
So how would you, if you were under creative pressure to come up with a fresh idea, how would you handle it?
The first thing I would do is get out of my head. I would go for a walk, listen to some music, and let myself be inspired. That is always the first thing, because I find that when I overthink, when you think too much, you get lost in what you're actually looking for, and you start finding things that take you off the line. So if I can go clear my head and then let the focus come in and the creativity flow, I work a lot better. I'm more of an out of the box kind of thinker. So I have to get out of the thoughts also.
Yeah, that's such great advice. Everyone who wants to flex their creative muscle a little bit more in 2014, that whole get into your body and allow your subconscious to kick in, that helps creativity immensely.
Now, Elise, did you say 2014?
Did I? I'm just so out of in this ethereal kind of experience, maybe in the North Pole that the time is kind of warped.
Rena, that's what I told Elise earlier, is that I read the 12-week year and then the 4-hour work week and the 1-minute manager, and I wound up going back in time.
Yeah,
I interpreted the other way. I'm like, are you going to turn 100 next week because you've compressed your life?
Right.
Well, that's right. Probably way more than that of a 12-week year.
Right, totally.
But it's just all those books are just a different way of looking at things, which is what creative people do. See the segue there? Segues are for children.
So good.
And how we view something is simply the way that we present it to other people, and that's how people understand or don't understand, because there are so many people that are set in their ways and they cannot communicate their thoughts to other people. And if you have 30 people that you're dealing with, you have to explain it sometimes 30 different ways to get all 30 to understand.
Right?
That's
Yeah.
Right. The secret to great advertising and marketing is to be able to communicate something so simply that all 30 of those people get it.
I call that turning 8 into 3.
Turning 8.
Yeah. Whatever 8 words you were going to put in the sentence you're about to send me, put it into 3 and then send it to me and I'll make it short. You know? So declutter, demystify. Those are 2 things that are huge. Putting the final, the most impactful statement at the end is also a very big thing to getting people to understand what you're talking about. And I was just working on that right before you came.
Well, except Ray, if they don't make it to the end.
The end of a sentence.
The end of the sentence.
Yeah. You got to be really boring.
Is it a 3-word sentence?
Wait, I have a question for Elise.
It is yes. See what I did there? It is yes.
It is yes. The answer is yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Rena.
So, okay, when your clients or your prospects come to see you and they are lacking creativity and they're having a hard time really sharing with you what they're looking for, how do you pull it out of them?
Sometimes they're not ready. I had this conversation over the last few weeks with someone that I've known from my past, and we had some really healthy conversations, and they're not ready. Because if you can't get there and you can't, it's like, I feel like in the winter theme, it's like sitting on a sled at the top of the hill. Are you going to let me push you down the hill and experience that whole rebrand creative process? Or are you too terrified to take that experience? And if you feel really comfortable and you know that you need it and the urgency is there and the pressure from your client base or the market is telling you you need to evolve, then you're ready and you're willing. But a lot of times people are wanting me to convince them. They're wanting me to pull their teeth. I'm like, you're just not ready, because you make my job impossible if you micromanage the creative process. So I've been really good at filtering people before they get there, because my best clients come ready. They know how much they're able to spend. I am not the first branding person that you've worked with. You've been burnt a bunch of times, and you're like any relationship. If you're in the dating pool, you've been burnt a lot, but you're ready, willing, and you can now assess what a healthy communication and relationship looks like. And most of the time, they're just not ready.
And there's a big difference between ready, willing, and able and desperate.
Oh,
yes.
In both those pools you're talking about.
Yes. Well, and if you're still carrying baggage and trauma from the past, you're like tied to a past experience, and you're not charging into the future, which is hurtful for your business too. Like, even if we think about the last, 4 years with the pandemic, how many of us got stuck trying to do things that worked before, but the whole world was different and we had to reinvent.
We lost our ability to communicate. We've lost 3 years of people skills, and it's really set people back. People don't know how to make nice. They don't know how to create quick connections. They don't know how to really get people to have that comfort level quickly and create instant impact, instant intimacy, the familiarity of friendship. How's that for alliterations? Just bam, bam, bam.
Well, what I love about that is you're talking about people looking for reasons to say yes versus looking for reasons to say no. Like, we have to fall to one side. And so when we're meeting new people, are we excited? Are we open? Are we looking to get to know them? Or do we have our walls up?
Are we the man in the middle?
We're just stuck in this.
And I, of course, saw that and went back to the old Riddler from the old Batman show because that's what.
No, Ray,
I remember that.
no, but you need more question marks. Let me help you out here.
Yeah.
This is the Riddler.
Riddle me this, Batman.
On a green background.
Right. Green paper out of reach. Sorry, Rena.
That's okay.
or I used it up in some holiday craft, perhaps.
Your origami trees.
And you can't just magically snap your fingers and create like the hearts flying out of your. Oh yeah, you can.
Wait,
Oh,
I can't do that. And I just updated mine.
Why can't I, Ray?
Because you don't celebrate things like I do.
I want
What? I'm sorry.
Turns out Ray's more magical than we are, Elise.
Yeah. Let's just have a little parade and a little celebration. Some
Oh, nice. Now he's just showing off.
Right.
Showing off. That's what makes it worthwhile to me, Elise.
I feel like I'm showing off with how much Christmas spirit I got.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm impressed by that door too.
Well, Rena, what you don't know is I have a history of decorating that door. And one of my clients called me on it recently because they're like, that door has not changed and it was wrapped once. You need to wrap it for the holidays. And then he proceeded to insult my snowflake up in the top corner because he said, well, that one isn't so great. The other ones are pretty good.
Well, all our snowflakes are a little bit different.
Well, and to be fair, I've never been great at cutting snowflakes. So this is
Wait, are the one of a kind Elise snowflakes? Pony Friday created snowflakes?
I actually, to plug my community, it was a community event where we made snowflakes in the Ponytastic group.
So we were cutting and pasting.
No, we were making snowflakes. We were just cutting. The taping to the wall happened after.
While you were doing that, I was eating paste.
You were eating paste.
Yeah.
You mean recently?
That was like 2 hours ago.
Oh,
Yeah, it explains a lot.
explains a lot. So, Rena, what do you do to your space to inspire creativity?
I actually just spent several months redoing my space to inspire creativity because it was a little bland, and I keep it pretty sparse, but it all is things that inspire me. So like the lotus is a big example of that. I keep it zen and very minimalist, and I only surround myself with things that make me happy. So there's a lot of photos here and a lot of mementos of memories, but really a lot of open space so that I'm not bothered by clutter and distracted. I am a shiny objects person, so the less distractions, the better for me. And the cleaner I keep my space, the more productive I am, because it's less of like, oh, I should go fix that right now.
And there is a melting snowman on your shoulder, which I enjoy.
This one?
Yeah. And I do enjoy you got the Eiffel Tower back up.
Yes.
Because I was down for a while, and that bothered me because I really
well, I had to get the shelf up, and so until I had the shelf, I didn't know where it was going to go.
Yeah. So good.
I enjoy how bothered people are when things change in your Zoom background.
Well, I mean, I was lagging on my holiday, so I had to put like Snowman Village up yesterday.
Right. Very nice. Very nice. I agree. It's important to have a little
part of
cheer.
Riz. That's what it's part of.
It's part of Riz. Yes.
Yes. The Riz. We all have Riz here.
We have Riz to spare.
And if anybody wants to join us in the Riz Fest, come on in here, joinraylive.com. Join right live. If you can't join, you can put comments in and send me comments, and we can put it up. We put it up live, like the one that Chad sent in just a while ago. There it is. Boom. Can't join live, but I'm enjoying the conversation. I always thought it was so cool to be able to do that.
It is cool.
Yeah. And I want to say something, Elise, I really liked what your analogy of, like, if you're not ready for me to push you down the hill, I think that's it. I like that you said that, because I think it's important for people to know how, no matter how much you want something, if you're not willing to be coachable and to be vulnerable and to be open to learning, you're just not ready.
Well, and to that analogy, there's kind of two extremes. There's the person who gets pushed and hoots and hollers and enjoys it, and they're so excited because of the distance they got out of the experience. They're like, look how far I went. And then there's the opposite of that, the person who's tense and screaming and bails off their sled halfway, injures themselves, and is bitter and mad at you.
Yeah, those are the people that aren't ready, but they showed up and said they were, and they said the right things, and then when they actually really
lied to you,
they lied to you. You didn't do a good job of listening to your BS meter that was going off during that call.
And I call that holiday-tastic.
Holiday-tastic. Oh, that is somebody eating it on a sled is pretty holiday-tastic.
Yeah, the word of the day is holiday-tastic. Have a major accident during Christmas time.
I usually have a holiday-tastic something during the holiday.
I think it's required.
Well, and then if you overreact to something, that would be holiday-spastic.
Spastic. Ooh, yeah. Those are the two clients. You either are holiday-tastic or holiday-spastic. Choose wisely.
Choose wisely.
Well,
may the odds be in your favor.
Be in your favor.
I think one of the big tips that what people listen to is the sound of a checkbook opening versus what's going to be best for me doing that. And I think one of the biggest tips that I think you can look for is the person seeking validation instead of education.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, here's what I do. It's like, well, that's great, but you're here now looking for help. So do we want to keep doing what we're doing? Because I'll take your money just to tell you, yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. I'm not getting results. I know. I told you that.
Yeah, and to grow on that, those are also the people that will tell you the little things they did, but not really make them actionable.
That reminds me of the time that, never mind.
Yeah, I had a conversation with, and then, okay, so great, what are we doing? Nothing, it was really good. It's, like, follow through. Just because you had a good conversation, that does not put money in the bank for you. That does not get you working on your craft and doing the service that you are here to do and want to do to help other people.
Well, we also underestimate as humans how difficult it is to change, but how long it takes and how quickly you can slide back. I was doing a rebrand for someone probably 5 or 6 years ago, and they stopped midway and didn't do anything because the whole idea was just too overwhelming, because it changes your customer's perception. It changes sometimes in the best way possible. But if you're not wanting or ready for more attention, then it's very uncomfortable.
Right. And I like that you said, we will sometimes pause. I call it the slip and check. And what people don't realize is when they're slipping, you have to have the check so that you can move forward. And people get discouraged. They're like, I'm slipping, I must be failing, I must stop right now. Instead of, I'm slipping, which means I have an opportunity to learn something right now. I'm slipping for a reason so that I can continue, I can check myself, learn, let go of what doesn't serve me, and grow. So having those two perspectives of, okay, well, you have a choice. You can continue slipping and go down the slide all the way, or we stop, figure it out.
It's kind of like the difference between the sky is falling and isn't that interesting?
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
and if you go to the slipping analogy and think of like classic Bambi on ice, if you don't slip on ice, you don't learn to stand on ice.
Oh my God. All the things you just said right there.
So good. Holiday-tastic.
Holiday-tastic. And Bambi sliding on ice. Holiday spastic.
Holiday fasting.
That is fantastic. Yeah, it's how you react to everything, and everything's a thought.
Mm.
You know, and that's the only thing we control. But when we get stuck, we see this big wide gap between where we want to be and where we want to go. And it's like, oh my God, I can never get there. Well, all you have to do is slow down. And what we do with clients is we slow down and we show them hope.
Mm-hmm.
Hope is simply the next step. The smaller you make that step, the more likely they are to follow you and take it to the promised land. To quote the great American philosopher Bruce Springsteen, because I believe in the promised land.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't believe in the promised land?
Oh, there's probably somebody out there.
There's probably somebody. If you're out there, bring your comment.
We would like to tell you more about the promised land so you can believe.
My friend Bob Tucker liked that comment out there. Bob Tucker's watching on Facebook right now. Very, very funny man. The chief of police in Ross, California, at one point, I believe, or as maybe a high-ranking sergeant. But I thought he was the chief. But he said one time, he said, we had no crime in that town till Sean Penn moved there.
Well, that guy's a little bit of a troublemaker.
Yeah. It's imagine how, and it's so funny where, like, we were talking about how clients will say things and do things, and they'll say, I was talking to this person, they were such an idiot, and oh yeah, these other people, they wanted to do it, but they didn't see what I wanted to do. They just were so dumb. It's like after a while, they're going, everybody you deal with is stupid.
Right.
Guess who the stupid one probably is?
It's the common denominator.
Yeah. What's rocking that free world right there?
You're on a roll.
He did warn me earlier that he brings in a lot of song lyrics. And I love that, because creativity means you can kind of go anywhere.
Yeah.
But just going back to alignment with seeing clients for what they are and your clients seeing their customers for what they are. I historically, when I was younger in my business, would get caught up in my clients' anxiety and their kind of terror of the path. So if you're on a sleigh going down the hill and you're screaming and I'm on the sleigh with you, I might start to scream because I think that there's something to scream about without separating. And now I've kind of like taken my emotional scissors and cut the lines of, that's your emotional stress that you're going through on this journey, not mine, because I'm a professional. I know what I'm doing. So I don't need to get wrapped up in that. But I found it really hard. That was one of the most challenging things for me, is when you're in a creative space, you tend to be more open to other people's emotional turmoil. And I used to get caught up in that storm.
And you have to remember that sleigh and sleigh sound the
same. True. So you want to slay on the sleigh, but not be slain.
That is holiday-tastic. Yeah.
But you're right, Elise. It is challenging to, when you're so in it with your clients, to not be empathetic and get wrapped up in where they're at, but develop the tool that reminds you, like, the reason they're working with us is because we are the calm in the eye of the storm for them. So we're not doing them any services when we get so caught up and we're like, oh, got to back it up. Let me bring myself to center so you can come to center too. And this now becomes just a part of what you know and what you use.
Well, my favorite demonstration of that is, anybody who's ever been a boss has had somebody come in out of sorts, like, oh my God, Rena, I don't know what to do. You don't sit there and go, I don't know either, right?
No, but now I want to.
You do. That would be holiday spastic.
That would be holiday spastic.
Right there.
But a lot of it comes from when you keep your calm, you can ask questions to find out why they're freaking out. And often it has something to do with an unrelated thing entirely that's going on in their business that has zero to do with your project.
Exactly. And we have to remember that calm is the bomb.
Calm is the bomb.
Calm is the bomb. I feel like that's a 2014 thing, and I said that intentionally, right?
You set that completely up. Just boom, there it is. Boom, there it is.
That's probably pre-2014.
Probably.
I think it's like early 2000s.
There you go. Well, I mean, pretty much 2014 is early 2000s now.
Now, I know. Shh.
So now we can officially say, well, back at the turn of the century.
Oh, and we were all born before that.
Yep, I got carded the other day. I'm like, don't you just need to see the one?
That's funny.
Doesn't that just tell you everything?
Can I just tell you the one and not let you see the rest?
Not a two. Right. Even my daughter has a one on her driver's license.
Oh my gosh. So
I know.
Yeah, it's like now you get too old and say, oh yeah, can I see if you're a qualify for the senior discount?
Ray, somebody said that to me, and I looked at them and I thought, no, but thanks so much. Thank you so much. I was kind of flattered that they thought I could get away with that.
So I was in Las Vegas and I was doing a seminar in Las Vegas, and I went and I bought a cup of coffee, and the price was really weird. And I got it, and they hand me the receipt, and I'm walking back, and I'm going, that's like the weirdest price coffee I've ever seen in my life. So I look at the receipt, and they charged me for a cup of coffee, and they had minus 10% senior discount. And they're like, oh, you motherfucker,
Well, sometimes I feel like when you're a service provider, you just get in the habit of click, click, click. Like, for sure, the person who offered me a senior's discount at the local drugstore hadn't even thought. They just were told that day it's senior's day. And so they were on this programmed thinking, because I didn't look any older than they did. And it was just kind of comical to me. But even when you're getting ID'd, sometimes it's just we ID everybody.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny to watch because a lot of times in airports, they ID everybody, right? Mm-hmm. And it's so funny to see someone that's like, oh my God, I love you so much. I'm like, relax. He did it to everybody. It's like, yeah, you actually look like you're about 75, but relax. He did it to everybody.
Some people get off on that, though.
I know. It's
some people do not enjoy it at all.
Well, but that goes back to when we're looking for clients, being attuned with who they are and what they're actually looking for. Because a lot of my clients want false flattery about where they are at with their brand, and I'm not the person for you, because we're going to dissect this and we're going to move forward when we both see clearly where we're starting from. And if you can't see it the way that I see it, and we can't have an understanding, then we can't move forward.
But Rena, you did give me the thing I'll say next when they say, can I check your ID? Can I just show you the one?
It is a classic.
Do I have to display everything? Can I just show you the one?
Like, I might still have my Blockbuster card on me.
Yeah.
They don't know what that is. I know.
Yeah. I was in ARP before it had 2 A's.
And I have zero understanding of that reference.
Yeah, I don't understand what it means either, but it's kind of funny because people laugh.
They assume you're making a joke. That's like the polite laugh.
But the funny thing is that people get all caught up about what they say. Oh, is it funny or not? Don't worry about it, because if you say something and it's not funny, you just created art.
Yeah.
You know, you're just part of that, and they don't know, because I never try to be funny. It's just how I think.
Right.
It's just how I think. And if I stopped and worried about what you thought about it, I'll make mental notes. Oh, wow, that one didn't go over very well. I wonder if that was me or the situation, or they were doing something else. But I think about stuff like that. I test stuff out on people all the time, not because I do that anymore for a living, but because I do it as part of what I do, and knowing what to say at the right time to get a reaction from people is such a crucial part of being in business and being in human beingship, that I don't understand why people don't practice it more.
I love the human beingship,
Yeah,
especially when you think of that whole friendship thing, or let that ship sink, because the human beingship is sinking.
the word of 2024, human beingship.
Careful, it's sinking.
Don't rock the boat.
Don't rock the human beingship. That might be a word for 2025.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, we've come to the end of our wonderful time here together. And Elise, tell me who should contact you. And I've got the two websites on there: kissmypony.com, ponyfriday.com. Talk about yourself in glowing terms, Elise.
I am always interested in talking to people who are on a creative entrepreneur journey. I'm interested in talking to people who are on a brand evolution journey. And I like to meet new people, because I am open and excited to have conversations. So there's actually a way to book on ponyfriday.com to book time to chat with me. But the best thing to do if you really want to hang out with me is to join the Kiss My Pony community, which is free. And I would just love to have some fresh faces in there, and anyone with good vibes is welcome.
I love the phrase brand evolution. That's what happened when Russell Brand got divorced from Katy Perry. That was brand evolution.
There you go.
Bob Tucker chiming in. Enjoyed your conversation. Merry Xmas Ray. And I will pass his Merry Xmas Ray on to Rena and Elise as well.
Nice.
Very cool. Thanks, everybody, for coming on out here today. We'll be here next week with another guest. You two are always invited to come on anytime you want. Same time every week. Friday, I'm going to do a 3:00 workshop, a little happy hour, office hour workshop on Fridays at 3 p.m. Pacific. On a topic to be named later. Maybe we'll talk about creativity and how I could get you closer to Pony Fridaydom.
Nice.
Pony Fridaydom. I like that phrase.
Nice to see you both. Thanks for having me, Ray.
Have a great one. Have a fun time, everyone. We'll see you.